Natasha from Made Crochet, back for another video. I hope this video is finding you well and in good spirits. And in today's video, I wanted to talk about my Spring Fling 2020 projects that I wanted to work on. And I will say this right now, I barely touched all but 4. And I only completed 3. 2 out of the 3 were humongous projects. The one that I'm wearing right now, which I did a separate video on, I'm gonna go ahead and show it to you. But like the dress itself took like a month to make. Without breaks, it took like a month, but I did take breaks in between because it was a lot of work and it was kind of hard on my hands. So anyways, I'm gonna do a slow, I don't know, I'm just gonna go ahead and show it to you. Alrighty, so this dress actually goes down to my knees. And I love this dress. It needed a couple of like washes and like air dries or like hang to dry. I did not leave it flat to dry. I probably will now, but I needed it to stretch out a certain amount before I could allow myself to do that because it was a little bit tight on me in the chest area. And I was actually really concerned that this was just going to be a learning experience dress rather than an actual dress that I could wear. The yarn that I used is Gazelle Princess yarn, which is, it's a lace weight yarn. It's a thread for sure. And it was a pain to work with. So I will never work with this yarn ever again. Ever. So that's that one. This one's a pretty quick overview because I did make a separate video, hopefully a little bit more in depth. So just like look out for that video. The next object that I have is the Hondius Pullover. The yarn that I used is Shadow Yarn by Knit Picks, and the colorway is called Garnet Heather. Now the colorway is not available anymore. It's been discontinued. So in panic, I had to start over with this pattern. I was going to attempt to make it a little bit of a longer shirt, but because I haven't worked on this in like a year, I wasn't sure if I had enough. I started over and just went with the original pattern. So anyways, here it is. And then, so that's the main part of the pattern. You can see the front and the back. And then here, it's an asymmetrical poncho sweater type thing. So here's the sleeve. And here is the other sleeve. So this is the asymmetrical part because it's not 2 sleeves like this or 2 sleeves like that. And it's worked in 2 pieces. The main piece, which is here, so you work from this side up the shoulder, and then you split for the front and the back, and then you reconnect, and then once you get to a certain part, you seam the other side closed, and then the second part is this sleeve here, and then you sew the second sleeve on because it's more of a fitted shirt, or a sleeve, I mean. So yeah, so I use 2 strands of a lace weight 100% merino, and that is the shadow yarn that I was just telling you about. I don't remember if I told you everything, sorry. I used a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook, and I think I used 4 balls out of the 6 that I bought. In hindsight, I did have enough to make the length that I wanted to, but I was so worried that I wasn't going to have enough that I didn't want to gamble with it. Yarn Chicken is not a game that I enjoy playing. Let's put it that way. And if you hear a child in the background, he is playing puzzles, and he might be coming towards me. So anyways, that is finished object number 2. Finished object number 3 is actually this pattern right here. I would show you the actual page, but it's a 1-row repeat blanket, and it's all on the page with the picture on it, which is, it makes sense, but also impractical for me to actually show you what page it's on. So the pattern is called Bold Stripes. I made it for my husband, which is why it was one of the important ones. So, and he loves it, by the way. He uses it every day. Oh no, it is getting unfolded. Okay, so here it is. And I did fold it into like eighths, so it looks like, if I hold it up, I'm sure you can see the bottom of it. But this is folded into quarters right now, lengthwise. So I believe I used a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook with this. This is all like yarn that I had in stash. And like for the most part, it's yarn that I had in stash. He really liked this blanket when I was making it for a friend, which was one of my projects that I wanted to finish, and I did not finish it. But I need to get going on that because that's actually a housewarming gift. Anywho, the only thing I did differently with this pattern is I added a border, and I did it to encase. Let's see, okay, so I did it to encase the ends, and I only did it on 2 sides. Like, I didn't do it around the blanket. I just did it on the side, the parts of the blanket that had the ends that I would have either had to fringe or weave in. And I wasn't going to weave in ends. So, basically, all there is to it is I essentially did a border in the front and a border in the back, and then I closed it off by doing like a single crochet stitch. And it went through both sides. So I enclosed the ends. And it's used every single day. In fact, I gotta make the bed with this. So it is used, and it's very well loved, which is why it looks already so frayed. But it's holding up pretty well, so I can't complain. So yeah, the other one that is like this, I'm staring at it right now, very guiltily. I'm definitely going to have to finish that up. So that's object number 4. Then the other ones that I wanted to put some focus on, I hardly touched, if I touched them at all. So I'm also contemplating whether or not a couple of them I want to vlog. So right now those objects are very much so like super unfinished objects. Yeah, that is my very quick recap of my spring fling objects. The three that I'm showing you were the three that mattered to me the most. I do have, like I said, the other blanket. That one I definitely have to do, but the other projects are kind of like if I feel like it, I guess. And I'll get to them, or I'll frock them. And yeah, I am now rambling. So thank you guys for watching, and until next time, bye.